But I found out the curtain never comes down on the real things that happen on the street of dreams. That's why I gave up acting to become a private investigator. He was a little man with a big heartbreak, a shabby, gallant little man, back from the nowhere of his lost past, and waiting to salvage whatever was left of his future. Yes, he was a sad, brave little man who only wanted to find what was left of his future. But his future had run out on him, and what he found was death. For him, the big heartbreak was finished, but he deserved better. He deserved a lot better.
If you find anything, call me. That's right, Sergeant Alvera. Hey, Johnny, you got here fast, thank you.
Well, nada, amigo. Word from the Harbor Patrol?
Only what I told you they found. No trace of the body yet. Where were the poor devil was, it may be days before they find him.
Well, it could be he swam ashore. Have you considered that?
No, not a chance, Johnny. He gave his life for a practical joke.
Have you been able to trace the hand?
No identification marks.
What makes you think the fellow who owned that hat jumped in the water?
We have to work on that assumption. He gave his life trying to save this. You'll have to excuse what the grappling hooks did to it. You recognize it, Johnny?
No, the face is too battered.
Well, look, don't stall me, Johnny. The joker who did this caused a man's death. I want that joker. I want to see what kind of a twisted mind he has. What pleasure he gets from murder.
Murder, Lupo?
All right, legally, no. But he killed. And there are lunacy boys to put his kind away where they can't kill again.
Lupo, we've been friends a long time. You're a good cop. You'd be a better one if you'd stop leaping to conclusions.
Well, go ahead, say it, Johnny. I'm an ignorant Puerto Rican flatfoot. You're surprised I even finished night school.
I didn't mean that at all. But you are thinking with your emotions if you call this murder.
Look, Johnny, you call it what you want. As long as the man who did this is punished. And he will be, I promise. Now, you tell me who this belongs to, and I'll nail him cold.
I would if I could, Lupo.
Look, Johnny, you own a theater. 3 generations of your family were in show business. You are show business. If anyone can help me, you can. Now, every ventriloquist has his own special dummy. Tell me who this belongs to.
I said I didn't know.
But you have an idea.
Well, it's only a hunch. And if it turned out wrong, I wouldn't want to risk involving innocent people. Also, I want to see you go out on a limb.
Who said I am?
I am. If you think the man who owns this threw it in Long Island Sound.
All right, Johnny. Thank you for nothing.
Now, wait a minute, Lupo. Let me tell you why you'd be going out on a limb. A ventriloquist is sometimes an oddball. He says things through his dummy he can't say himself. The dummy becomes part of him, an extension of his own personality.
And a release of his inhibitions. I can even spell sublimation and schizophrenia. Night school, remember?
All right, so one course you flunked. No ventriloquist destroys his own dummy. Throwing it in Long Island Sound would be like killing part of himself. He'd have to be psychopathic.
I said I'm looking for a psycho. A practical joker. You want a whole lot on me. That's your privilege.
All right, hothead. I'll check it for you. But no word to the newspapers until I talk to Otto Cole.
Who's that?
Well, He makes these things. He knows more about them than anyone in town. See you, Lupo.
Thanks, amigo.
Your hunch was right, Johnny. It is Julius Sneezer.
You sure about that, Otto?
I ought to be. I carved it for Dave Rankin 20 years ago. I wish you hadn't brought it here. You can take the spare head he never needed. I'll be glad to get rid of it.
You sound like you didn't like Dave.
Didn't like him. I taught him his trade. If anyone had told me he'd wind up gambling away his money and leaving his family stranded, I'd have called him a liar. He wasn't that kind.
If you felt that way about Dave, what have you got against his dummy?
A dead man's dummy is bad luck, Johnny. At you.
Funny, Otto, very funny. You should have had your own act.
I did have. I got one booking. They laughed at my face instead of the dummy's. Mine was more grotesque.
I'm sorry, Otto. I didn't know.
It's long past. What's that you found?
Lead sinkers. Why?
Well, they don't belong. They'd make it hard to manipulate.
But heavy enough to sink. Maybe you're right about the bad luck, Otto. Especially if somebody was helping it along.
Well, who'd want to sink it, Johnny? Knowing it belonged to Dave Rankin doesn't answer that. It brings up more questions.
Yeah. Like, where's the dummy been the 7 years Rankin's been missing? And why should it turn up now after his wife has had him declared legally dead, huh?
I always thought she kept it. But I suppose she sold everything off, her daughter to support and all. But now that she's got the insurance money...
Yeah. 80,000, wasn't it?
90. I wish you wouldn't do that.
All right, Otto. Much obliged. You've been a big help, Otto. Well, from now on, this is old Vera's baby and his bad luck.
It adds up, amigo. Some psycho wants to destroy this, no matter how many lives he takes.
And his motive?
Motives? We couldn't rationalize the motives of a psycho. Let's say he's a jealous ventriloquist who envied Rankin when he was alive. A frustrated competitor who hated him for his success.
And carried that hate over to his dummy after 7 years? Oh, come on now, Lupo.
I'll give you back your own words. A ventriloquist sees a dummy as a part of himself, an extension of his own personality. You said that.
I said that, so?
So, a rival ventriloquist sees this as a part of Rankin. He has a compulsion to kill him. But Rankin has been declared legally dead. Now, he can't kill a dead man, so he kills his dummy.
It's good, Lupo. It's real good. Now all you've got to do is find a frustrated, psychotic ventriloquist, and you're in.
Your man Otto Cole fits it. Sergeant Olvera.
Excuse, please. This is Aki, Mr. Johnny Midnight's houseboy. If he there, please to tell him his friend, Mr. Knox, wished to speak with him.
Yeah, he's here. Just a moment.
Thank you.
Your penthouse. Knox wants to talk to you.
Many thanks. Yes, Waller.
Johnny, I've a good mind to repeal our friendship. You invite me to dinner, you gallop off to the police, and leave me to perish of malnutrition.
I'll be right over, Waller. Have Aki fix you a martini. Huh? You've already had 3.
How do you think I got this monumental appetite? I may have to eat the olives, and you know they're alcoholic. Oh, and Johnny, you've got a client waiting for you. A ravishing little package, name of Rankin. Gloria Rankin. The fellow with the name of Malone says they're engaged.
Rankin's daughter? And Malone?
What about Rankin?
All right, Waller. I'll be right over.
Now, come on, Johnny, out with it.
Dave Rankin's daughter's there with a fellow named Malone. He used to be Rankin's manager. The girl wants to hire me.
For what?
To find her father. She says he's still alive. See you, Lupo.
I know my father isn't dead, Mr. Midnight. I saw him today. He was coming out of our apartment lobby.
She's wrong, of course, but she insisted on talking to you.
I'm not wrong, Vic. He didn't look the way I remembered him.
There, you see?
Oh, 7 years would change him.
It wasn't just that he looked older. He seemed lost. And tragic. At first, I didn't realize who he was. I went on into the lobby. And then it struck me. I turned and saw him looking in at me. You know how it is in a dream. You try to move, but something holds you back. I was dazed, I guess. All those years, thinking he was dead and then seeing him. He looked at me like a man whose eyes were starving. And then he turned away. When I did run outside, it was the lunch hour. There were too many people on the street. I looked for him, but he was gone. Find him for me, Mr. Midnight. I can pay whatever it costs. Half his insurance came to me. Just find him.
Tell us, anyone.
Get lost, will you, Waller?
We better go, darling. We've wasted too much of your time as it is.
No, if I'm going to help, I want to hear it all.
I'm afraid there's nothing else to tell. I only wish it had been Dave. I wasn't only his manager, he was my best friend. It wasn't, Gloria. He'd have spoken to you.
I didn't speak to him. And if he'd been up to see Mother, she might have told him not to. I asked her if he'd been there. She not only denied it, she raged at the very thought that he might be alive.
Rage?
No, she hated Dave's memory ever since he walked out on her. Yeah. I suppose it's only natural after the spot he left her in. Broke and Gloria to bring up.
She tried to make me hate him, too. But I'd like to see him. I'd like him to know that I don't.
You know what your mother'd say, darling.
Let's go talk to her, huh?
What about the dummy? What right have you to come here and question me?
Every right, Mrs. Rankin. I was Dave's friend. I created Julius Sneezer for him. You know that.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be reminded of him. You get out of here.
You went to court and killed Dave's memory. Did you have to kill his dummy, too? Because it was part of him?
I don't know what you're talking about. You must be out of your mind. Now you get out.
Why did you try to kill Julius Sneezer?
Get out or I'll kill you.
Don't shoot the ugly fat man. He wouldn't like it. And if you killed him, you'd go to the electric chair. And you wouldn't like that. Achoo!
Your conscience frightened you, Mrs. Rankin. Did you think it was Julius Sneezer talking? Or Dave's ghost? It was, in a way. I taught him that voice. Good night, Mrs. Rankin. Sleep well, if you can. Trying to help you, Johnny. All I did was try to make her confess.
Who?
Dave's wife.
Hi, boys. I thank you, amigo.
For what?
For catching our lunatic. Why'd you want to kill Mrs. Rankin?
He didn't. He was just trying to play detective, and it backfired.
All right, boys, take him in.
Now, wait a minute, Lupo.
Look, Johnny, we're looking for a psychoventriloquist. I say he's it. And we'll have our proof when Mrs. Rankin signs her statement.
Let me talk to her first. I was on my way there when the kettle boiled over. If she still wants to sign charges later, okay. How about it?
You got something up your sleeve.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny. But I'm holding him till I hear from you.
Thanks, amigo.
After all I've done for you. Working my fingers raw to keep a roof over your head. 7 years of dirt and poverty, till the father who deserted you was declared legally dead and we could have a little security. And this is the thanks I get. You're going to marry this man of distinction. He started your father gambling, and now he's after your money.
Mother.
Never mind, darling.
And then you have the spitefulness to say your father came here when you know he's dead. He's dead. You hear? He's dead. Now, you bring this private snoop into my home to find out if I lied.
Did you lie, Mrs. Rankin?
All right, suppose I did. Suppose your father did come here. You think it was to see me or you?
Mother. And he was here.
It was for money. And for that dummy. He always did think more of it than he did of me or of you. Well, he didn't get it. You suppose I believed that cock and bull story he gave me, that amnesia traumatic bit, his mind a 7-year blank?
It has happened.
Not with him. Not with him. Don't tell me he just regained his memory and spent his last dime trying to find us. He came because there was no place else to turn.
And you kicked him out.
You bet I did. He's dead. Let him stay dead. I'd kill him myself before I'd let him wreck my life a second time.
Find him for me, please.
If I can. You coming?
I'm going with you.
I think you'd better stay here, Gloria. Your mother needs you.
She can't stand this side of me any more than I can of her. You're right. She needs me. I'll stay.
It's wrong, amigo. It's out of kilter, like a play with a bad final curtain.
So you want to write a new third act?
I already have. I want you to let me stage it.
You know what happens if your play's a flop? I get busted right back to the harness beat.
But if we're a hit, you go up for promotion.
All right. Either way, what have I got to lose but my sergeant stripes? Go on, get on with it before I come to my senses.
Attaboy, amigo. Are you sure you want to go through with this? After all, she is Gloria's mother.
I'm not exactly her favorite candidate for son-in-law. But if it all plays like we rehearsed it, Gloria won't see me. Nobody will. And as you say, how else can you get a confession? After all, it's not a murder rap throwing a dummy into the water. I'm not sure it's even a felony.
Yes, but a man drowned trying to save him.
Well, an accidental byproduct. Who's to prove she knew that would happen? But not that I'm defending her.
Well, I'm defending Otto Cole.
Sure. But suppose it was Dave Rankin got hold of that dummy and chucked it overboard. Suppose it was Dave caused a stranger to drown.
It wasn't. Harbor police fished out a body a while ago. We ran a make. It was David Rankin.
I thought it would be. Come on, let's go backstage. I'll give you some last-minute line changes on the way down.
Michelle, take your coat.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I realize this is pretty theatrical, but we've got a theatrical puzzle to solve. In any case, if you'll just be patient, I'll try not to take too much of your time. What I'm going to present might be called an experiment in dramatic psychology. And I'd like you to think of yourselves not as members of the audience, but as the cast. In any case, if the show lays an egg, you don't have to run to the box office for a refund because we're all here on passes. Lights.
Folks, I'm Julius Sneezer. My boss was Dave Rankin. Achoo! Dave went to see his missus yesterday. She got real shook up. She had his insurance. She wanted him to stay dead. Dave, he figured if he couldn't talk her around himself, maybe he could do better through me. So he asked her for me. And she said, okay, he could have me.
No, I did not.
She said she'd bring me to him on the waterfront. But she put lead weights in my gizzard and flung me overboard. Dave jumped in to save me, but my sinkers pulled him under and drowned him.
Lights.
What's the matter?
You patted your part. You put in one beat that wasn't rehearsed. Nobody told you about the weights in the dummy, but you knew about them because you put them there.
What are you talking about?
Dave Rankin didn't lose his money gambling. You embezzled it 7 years ago. And you tried to kill him before he found out. You left him for dead, but he lived with his memory gone.
Now, just a minute.
When Dave turned up and couldn't get the dummy from Ethel, he came to you because you knew where it was. Once again, you saw your chance to kill him. This time for good. So you drowned him. And you tried to shoot me when you thought I was coming too close.
Come on, Malone. Good third act, amigo.
make-believe. But I found out the curtain never comes down on the real things that happen on the street of dreams. That's why I gave up acting to become a private investigator.